What a treat. My next guest, a Super Bowl champion, a senior advisor for the Buccaneers, who are Super Bowl hopefuls, two-time coach of the year, Bruce Arians. That two-time coach of the year, that's a rare thing. And everybody's talking about this coach of the year. You know, Vrabel's coming for you, Bruce.
I think, Mike's in there for sure. But I think Shane Steichen, if the Colts keep going, would have to get it. But what Mike Vrabel's doing is an amazing job. And I've always loved him as a coach.
Now, I think the reason that I would maybe give or see why they would give Vrabel the edge is because this is a rebuilding team. But then I look at the Colts and I'm like, oh my gosh, this team is so good. What is the argument for Steichen?
Well, everybody was on the hot seat. The entire organization was on the hot seat going in. And I think when they named Daniel Jones their quarterback, the fan base was only like 10% happy. And now they're all talking about Danny Dimes being the MVP, and he is playing lights out. And Jonathan Taylor, that's a good football team. They got a great offensive line, defensive line, and they've got that spirit. With Jim Irsay passing away this summer, I think sometimes you give players something else to play for than money, and it galvanizes the team.
I think you're very right. And I was even just being there at training camp, it was so present. Even new players like Daniel Jones sort of came in and understood the gravity of what that is. And I think they are playing for a little something more than themselves. It's an excellent point that goes beyond the X's and O's. You're the perfect person to talk to because we get to talk about Jameis this morning. And I couldn't be more. I'm here in New York. He gets the start. Like, we hope Jaxson Dart feeling better, getting healthy. You brought him into our lives, BA. Jameis, when you heard the news, what were your thoughts?
I couldn't wait for the press conference. I knew something would come out. But Jameis, I hope and that he has a great ball game, because I'm pulling for him. I love Jameis, and nobody works harder at the craft than he does. And he deserves to have a good ball game or two.
Can he play himself into a starting role with the performance this week?
I don't think there's any doubt, with the situation that the league is in, and I mean, he can still sling it now. There's no doubt about that. He's just got to keep slinging it to his jerseys.
That's fair. And I remember his rookie year. It's like literally one of those stats that's ingrained in my head. 5,000 yards, a lot of interceptions, though. So, but that's why you love him, that he'll go for it. He's got that arm, and he's got to hone that in a little bit. What makes him such a unique character to you? Like when you think about like your favorite Jameis moment or story, what does that look like?
Oh, gosh, I had him in the 10th grade. He was in the 10th grade at my football camp in Birmingham way back when. And, he's such a dynamic athlete. And but I asked somebody to describe him one time. He said, he's kind of corny. I said, never heard a quarterback being described as corny. Then I got to meet Jameis and really well. And he is a little corny, but it's a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the team, we were talking about like a spark or like what something could mean. Like, he just provides that. I feel even in little bits where he's doing media now, and I will work with him. I'm like, all right, let me get my coffee. Like, he brings energy that I even feel when I get to team up with him as like a broadcasting teammate. Like, he really elevates with this sort of joy and perspective. It's fascinating.
Yeah, he has so much positive energy, and it's contagious. That's for sure.
Bruce, if you're the coach of the New York Giants, how are you helping Jaxson when he gets back and into next year? How do you coach someone to protect themselves, slide, be less reckless, if we want to put it that way? What would you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. You don't want to break them of being a scrambler, but you got to be a smart scrambler. And you look at these young quarterbacks, 4 or 5 of them all got hurt this year, scrambling. Jalen Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Jaxson Dart, and you cannot put your head down and run into defensive players in the National Football League and survive as a quarterback. It doesn't work. So you got to quit that shit. And we have a long talk about sliding and when to slide and when to be tough. You don't have to show your teammates know you're tough. You've already won the locker room over. You don't need to do that anymore.
I look at it too, and I think like he's the whole offense right now. So like when we're talking, like, is there a little of that where it's like when he's not running and making a play, they don't have anything going on. Like, we don't have Scatterby, we don't have Malik. Like, he almost he had to do that or something. Is there anything to that? Like, hopefully they don't have to. He doesn't have to be in that position as much as next year.
Some of it was design runs for him, especially in the red zone. where he is such a weapon. But I've always said if you put your quarterback in harm's way, enough harm's coming to your quarterback. And that happened. And, I hope that the concussion thing is very mild and it doesn't reoccur. But he's got to learn to be a little bit smarter as a football player. That's for sure.
Who in your head? Who's the perfect guy for this gig?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Kafka does a hell of a job. He's really, really sharp. He knows the organization, and I wouldn't be surprised. Although, like you said, they're without Scattaboo and without Neighbor. I mean, it's going to be hard. But I don't know. The New York Giants is a franchise that historically has been fantastic, and I don't know if there's a perfect fit right now.
My take on it, to your point, I was like, let's keep Kafka, keep some consistency for young Jackson and that offense, and let's bring in like a defensive guy. Let's bring in like a Salalu Anarumo, is that something or do you think it should be like more of an offense? Like what vibe is the perfect candidate, I guess?
Yeah, I think, somebody like Steve Spagnuolo, who's been there and done it and been a head coach, knows what he's got, knows how to handle a locker room. I think Spags would be a great fit for that defense, especially with all those pieces they have now on defense. And yeah, that'd be a smart move. But for him, bringing in somebody he trusts offensively, but you really don't want Jackson to have to start all over again.
Yeah, let's keep Kafka as the OC. Bring in like a leader called, whatever that looks like, and then maybe we're cooking. And it was really the defense that I thought was super disappointing. So I would like to see them like thrive with the guys that they have. I'm going to ask you a question that I cannot answer. How do you fix the Packers offense?
Ooh, yeah,
oh God,
that's a head scratcher. I mean, they look so good at times and so average at times. Yeah, and it's throughout the whole league. I've never seen somebody drop balls by NFL receivers in my life. And I don't know what it is, but lack of concentration, too many young guys or whatever it is. But, man, too many balls hitting guys right in the chest on third down and dropping them. And, that's plagued them a little bit. Obviously, they need Golden back. They need a couple of guys back. Losing Elkins is really going to hurt them because he's such a leader in that offensive line. I don't know. And, it's not Matt's play calling, that's for sure. He's been one of the best there is for a while.
I mean, it's like this first half. 1 touchdown and 18 first half possessions over the last 4. So
yeah, I mean, he usually does a great script. He's one of those guys that scripts 15 to 20 plays, and he's do a better job of scripting. That's it. That's the tough part. But Jordan Love seems to get to slow starts for some reason, and whether it's a drop pass or whatever it is, you're right that the Packers need to get off to a faster start if they're going to compete.
It's not new to get, have offenses start slow. I don't know I would love to know from you how to fix that. Is there a general coaching? I'm looking at Bo Nix. I'm looking at, Jordan, Caleb Williams, like these, I love the fourth quarter stuff because I'm a fan and I'm like, this is exciting, but I would also like some consistency and like, let's take care of business in the first half. When it comes to developing a rhythm and slow starts, what would be like your TED Talk main point?
Well, the best, big thing is to get the ball to your best playmakers early. And when you're scripting, that's something, for me, it was always, I got to get Larry Fitzgerald the ball early. I got to get Hines Ward the ball early because I'm going to ask them to do some things in the dirty part of the job and blocking and stuff. So I want them into it, and, get the quarterback some easy stuff early and get them on the move, whatever it is. But, yeah, and then you got to get explosive plays. And that's the one thing I see the Packers are not getting the explosive plays that they usually get.
And that's where Matthew Golden being healthy comes in. You're talking about getting the ball in your playmaker's hands. It's as if you're passing me a ball, like you're the quarterback and I'm the receiver, because it brings us to A.J. Brown and this story that will not die. And I'm over it. I'm sick of it, but I have to ask you because he spoke yesterday. Sirianni got frustrated yesterday with questions. They're still winning, coach. But what is the effect of what is going on with A.J. Brown saying he wants the ball, he's just doing cleanup duty, whatever that I'm paraphrasing. He says he's not happy. He's in a situation or whatever. What is the effect of this on a locker room, realistically?
Yeah, I don't think it's that much. Those guys all respect each other. They've won together. They all know the receivers want the ball. Devontae catch a touchdown pass. He looked like he was the most miserable guy in the building because he caught a touchdown pass because he finally got a ball. And, it's like, get over it. You won with Saquon. You won a championship with Saquon. You didn't win it throwing the ball all over the field. And get back to what you do best and enjoy winning because the other side is not much fun.
So he's not enjoying it. He's talking to the media. The media has to ask why, if it's not a big deal, and it's not, they won a Super Bowl last year with some of this narrative going on. He wants to be involved. It's not new. Every receiver wants to be involved. Not every receiver talks to the media about it, I guess. Like, what would you just let, or not? I guess you can't let, like, when it comes to that and like the Sirianni and the OC and is it okay that it's just being aired out like this? Like, there's no negative effect on the team?
Yeah, I think they have a great relationship. They all know what's going on, and AJ wants to win, but he wants to be a part of it. And I don't blame him. You're talking to veteran receivers, retired guys, and say, hey, his numbers dictate what his salary is, and he's not getting any numbers. He's not even getting targets. So it's very, very frustrating for those guys who are at that level, Pro Bowl level every year, that all of a sudden so and so is getting 15 targets, I'm getting 2. And why is that? Is it the philosophy of the offense or is it the quarterback? And looks like right now in Philly, it's the philosophy of the offense because Jalen's actually spinning it pretty good.
Is it the right philosophy? Don't you like they're winning, but not decisively? Should they get the ball in AJ Brown's hands more?
It wouldn't hurt because he's a hell of a player. Like I said, he's dynamic with the ball in his hands, whether it's short screens or just anything. But, I think trying to end the game the other night with a ball down the sideline to him was not the best time to throw it and give the Packers that ball back and give them a chance for that field goal. But, I've been around a lot of wide receivers, and they all want the football. Now, do they all air it out publicly? Some do, some don't. And you just have to have a great relationship with the guy and understand that, hey, it is all about winning as a team. And we'll try to get you your stats.
I just want the story to go away.
I'm with you.
It's just like when you heard, just to go back to the Packers stuff, because you said he's a great play caller. Does it just drive you crazy? How insane is it that we're hearing Matt LaFleur have to talk about his job security after that game?
Yeah, that was not a fun game to watch. It's 0-0. For a long time.
Thanks for saying that, because Bruce, I have all of these people on Twitter like, it's a great game. I'm like, this is a shit game. Like, admit it. It's not, it's bad offense. And everybody's trying to tell me like from their pretentious into it was a bad game. Go on.
It was a really bad offensive game. Yes, it was. And yeah, it was good defense, but it was bad offense on both sides.
Fine defense. Go on. Yes.
But it's like, we want to see points. People want to see points, and there are times when it's a struggle. But I didn't think either offense in that ball game played their best.
I don't know what should LaFleur be? Is LaFleur playing for his job?
Yes.
He is?
Yes, he is. Because
back-to-back losses at home.
When you raise level expectation, like he has, it's Super Bowl or bust, win the division or bust, and it's the Packers. So in the last few years, that hasn't happened. And if you can't remember what happened 3 or 4 years ago, because nobody cares anymore. It's what you do for me lately. And right now, lately, it's not going too good.
And then you bring in a huge trade to start the year with Micah that has to have some weight on that. There's leadership changes, I'm sure, that have to do with that. Gosh, I really thought, I don't know how to think about it. They got to win. You can't let these Bears, all of a sudden they're the 7 seed and leading in the standings. That's absolutely insane. Okay, what else do I want to ask you? Oh, you coached against Josh Allen so much, and thank you for dispensing your knowledge. And we, of course, see you on McAfee and all that. You coached against Allen just once in your career. It was back in 2021, I believe. You got the win in overtime. He's a much different quarterback, I imagine, in your eyes now than he was then. What is one area that you've seen him grow the most?
He took that Superman cape off, and he doesn't take the risks with the football. He understands turnovers now and how they can ruin a football team. And he knows he can't turn it over with the players he's got with him on the team. He needs a big time wide receiver to step up somehow, some way. James Cook's amazing, but you can only run the ball so much against stacked boxes. You got to have one-on-ones outside. They got to win.
Should we talk about your Bucks really quick? Because obviously, like, that's a huge game.
Yeah.
What does this one come down to?
I think that who can make explosive plays and who can stop them. I don't think the weather will be a factor up there for the Bucks. And the Bucks need to get healthy. I mean, they're sitting there with playing with their fourth, fifth, and sixth receivers, and they'd like to get one or two or three back. Gedeke coming back helped them a bunch last week, but their defense really shocked me last week, giving up those big plays. 4 explosive plays for touchdowns when they had the game pretty much under control, other than those big plays. And so, yeah, for the Bucks, it's a matter of getting on the road, Baker protecting the football up there, and getting that running game going.
How many picks does he? He only has a couple picks. I feel like he made this that one. Like, I'm sure he wanted back. I mean, my Bucks are my pick to the Super Bowl from August, and now I'm like, oh man, when, like, against these tougher teams, like, it was a great game last week, but I don't know. I don't know when I want to feel super confident in them. And this week that's a huge, huge opportunity for them. They need Bucky back.
They got to get the stars back. They're missing too many stars. And I mean, Todd has done an unbelievable job, I think. And so has Josh Grizzard with what they have. With Tristan Wirfs out all September, then Gedeke being out. There's your 2 tackles. Mike, Chris, Jalen McMillan all out. And then defensively losing Kalijah Kansas. Everybody's got more injuries than I've ever seen this year in the league, and I don't know why that is. But for the Bucks, it's getting the stars back, and they got to scratch out 1 or 2 of these on the road quick.
We talked about it last time you were on, that they're not hitting enough. That will stay with me forever. They need to hit more, and these less injuries will happen.
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody's got to practice more.
Everybody's got to practice more, even me. Before you go, I want to ask you about Brock Purdy. Obviously, you spent so much time with the Cardinals. It's San Francisco up against them, a matchup that you know well. Brock Purdy back at practice yesterday. Good chance to suit up and play. Shanahan said that starting Purdy, if healthy, is quote unquote not a hard decision. If you look at the numbers, like from a fan vantage point, like me, it's all I can offer. I'm like, okay, Mac Jones has been a top 10 quarterback, BA. Tom Brady endorsed Mac to be the starter in the broadcast, all these little things. Should it be a tougher decision on Coach Shanahan to go back to Brock?
No, once you put that C on your chest and you pay the guy, he's your guy. And, they did a great job of getting good backup quarterbacks the last few years. They had Sam Darnold, they had Mac this year, former number ones who can play as they've seen. And but Brock's their guy, and he's the guy in the locker room. So I don't think there's a choice either. I mean, as soon as he's healthy, he's back in there.
Okay, now my real last one. I lied to you. We're going overtime here. As of this morning, the Chiefs the favorite to win the Super Bowl. They were tied with the Eagles for a bit. Now it's them. Do you subscribe to that idea that they're just going to be right back in it, even though the Broncos have looked like what they, like the AFC is sort of a toss up for everybody? Do you think it will be the Chiefs, or it will be just like, oh, they'll just be there?
I think we'll load up more Monday. That's for sure. Because this is a big one for them.
Do you think the Broncos can give them hell?
I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, Bo Nix is playing good. That defense for Denver is really, really good, and I think it's going to be a great ball game. If Denver can rush the passer like everybody else has on Kansas City, that's the key. You got to be able to play coverage and rush it with 4 and get after it, Pat. And I don't think there's any doubt Denver can beat them. And if Denver does beat them, the thing that Kansas City can win on the road. So if they're a wild card, they can run the table as a wild card. And but they got to stay healthy, and I like where they're at right now. They're getting better and better.
I like it. You know what I like? When you come on, I feel like you're sort of like, how do I explain this? You sift everything into like what's important and what's absolute BS. Maybe better than anyone that I've talked to. And I talk to a lot of people. Like, I always leave a conversation with you like, AJ Brown thing isn't important. This is important. The business of it's actually more important than you're giving it credit for. And the LaFleur thing, like you really just straightened me out and filtered that. So I appreciate that so much. More than that, I appreciate everything that you do, of course. The AriansFamilyFoundation.com. Always want to shout that out. You're amazing for coming on. You're amazing for all of your effort and work with that, helping develop programs that prevent child abuse and neglect. I know it's so close to your heart. And I just appreciate you coming on and always talking to me.
Oh, you know it every time. I love doing it. And whenever you want me on, I'll be on.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck and
You
enjoy
betcha.
the games here in week 11. We'll be back after this.